Hello. Batting long enough at the crease without losing your wicket is necessary to score some runs to win a cricket match eventually with your skills. For this, you need to adapt and develop the techniques of batting and practice long enough. Stay relaxed and stay focused on the ball and concentrate when you play. Meditate long enough for an hour each day to develop concentration skills. Follow a particular diet, exercise, and keep yourself fit. Also, watch your partner when he plays the ball, as your running between the wickets is very important to score runs for the team as a whole. Also, when you run between the wickets, you should have an eye on the fielder so that when he throws the ball towards the end where you are running, he does not dislodge the ball or the stumps by the wicketkeeper or the fielder or the bowler before you reach there. Remember that you can never be declared out LBW when the ball pitches outside the leg stump and coming into you. But if the ball pitches outside the off stump and hits your pad directly in line with your stumps, you are out LBW. No part of the ball should touch the ground when the catch is taken. That's when the catch is taken cleanly. Play every ball on its merit. Don't get carried away and throw your bat at every ball. The ball should be hit correctly and in the direction you want that to be. Learn to play the shots in the gaps between the fielders for scoring opportunities. Before the bowler delivers the ball, you look for the gaps and premeditate the shot which you are going to play in between the gaps. If you are a bowler, after delivering a ball, you must not run on the pitch on your follow through as the pitch may get damaged and must run always sideways after delivering the ball. As a bowler, at the time of delivering the ball, your front foot should land on the popping crease, and if you overstep that line, it becomes a no ball, offering a free hit to the batsman in a one-day game, and it also concedes a run in a test match. A batsman cannot be given out of a no ball and it concedes a run to the batting side, as you all know in test matches also. A ball is declared wide if it is pitched outside the sideline of the off stump and or if pitched outside the line of leg stump and moving away. A wide or no ball also concedes a run to the batting side and is also not counted as a delivery in the over being bowled. As a bowler, you must learn how to bowl a Yorker, full toss, good length, short pitch delivery from ball to ball that confuses the batsman to commit a mistake and to get his wicket. For instance, he might bowl a Yorker in the first ball, and the next ball could be a good length delivery, and the third one could be a short pitch delivery, and the fourth could be a bouncer, and the fifth could be a slower delivery. He could vary the pace of the deliveries from a faster one to a slower one. For this, great control is necessary. As a fast bowler or medium pacer, you must develop a rhythm in your bowling stride. You could take any number of steps, stay from 15 to 25 in your running stride to the wicket, and when you deliver the ball near the umpire and close to the stumps, you must be in a perfect position to deliver the ball, clearly watching the area where you want to pitch the ball and pitch it there accurately. A good bowler does it all the time. A full toss cannot be bowled above hip level, and if it is so bowled, it's a no ball. A spinner also varies the length and pace of his delivery and bowls off breaks, leg breaks, and googly. A ball pitching outside the off stump and coming into the batsman is an off break, and a ball pitching outside the leg stump and coming into the batsman is a leg break. When a right-arm bowler bowls an off break in a leg break action, it's called a googly. When a left-arm bowler bowls a googly, it's called a Chinaman. A fast bowler bowls an in-swinger, out-swinger, and late swinger. An in-swinger swings in the air from outside the off stump and comes into the batsman in a curve. Similarly, an out-swinger swings in the air from outside the leg stump and comes into the batsman in a curve. If you are the batsman facing me, it comes in this direction, it's an in swinger. An outswinger, similarly, when you are facing me, it comes in this direction from the leg side, swinging into you. The ball swings right from the moment the ball is released from the fingers of the bowler in an in swinger or outswinger. In a late swinger, the ball swings late when it approaches the batsman rather than from the moment when it is released from the fingers, tempting the batsman to edge the ball and give a catch to the waiting slip fielders. Remember, in a late swinger, the ball does not swing right from the moment it is released from the fingers. It swings rather late when it approaches the batsman when it is about to land on the pitch. This is called a late swinger. It swings late when it approaches the batsman only. It does not swing right from the moment when the ball is released from the fingers. Normally, in an in swinger or outswinger, the ball swings right from the moment the ball is released from the fingers of the bowler. In a late swinger, the ball swings late when it approaches the batsman only. An opening batsman has to be very careful to place strokes on swinging deliveries. The new ball swings more in the air when the shine on the ball is retained on one side of the seam and the other side is slightly rough. Therefore, the bowler always polishes the ball on one side of the ball on his trousers to keep it shine on for a longer period. When the ball is new, it swings towards the rough side of the ball. Now let's see what a reverse swing is. When the ball is 30-40 overs old, it swings in the opposite direction due to the aerodynamics. In an in-swinger grip here gets an outswinger for you, and an outswinger grip here gets an in-swinger for you. Now the ball swings towards the shining side of the ball. Now the ball swings towards the shining side of the ball. In a new ball, the ball shine toward the wall. In a new ball, the ball swings to the rough side of the ball. Now let's see what's the in-swinger and outswinger grip is. This is an in-swinger grip. This is an outswinger grip. In an in-swinger, the seam points towards the fine leg. In an outswinger, the seam points towards the slips. Also know how to hold the ball when you bowl an in-swinger or outswinger. The ball is gripped between the fingers and the thumb like this. There is also a gap between the palm and the ball, and the gap is almost of the size of a finger. If you insert your finger in the gap, it could move in freely. So there is a gap between the palm and the ball when you hold the ball to bowl an in-swinger or outswinger. In a late swinger, the wrist is little bit cocked back and the palm faces the batsman. So when the bowler delivers the ball, the wrist, the fingers move forward, imparting a back spin on the ball, so it causes a late swing. Dale Steyn bowls a late swinger beautifully. See his action, how his wrist is cocked back. See his wrist very carefully. So a reverse swing is bowled when the ball is 30-40 overs old. It is when it swings in the opposite direction. Here, an in-swinger grip as I told you, gets an outswinger, and an outswinger grip gets you an inswinger. Because in the new ball, it swings towards the rough side, and in an old ball, it swings towards the shining side of the ball. As you all know, when the ball is driven by the batsman along the ground and when it crosses the ropes, it's a boundary conceding 4 runs. That is when the ball becomes dead. As long as the ball is in play within the boundary, the batsman can take as many runs as possible in an overthrow. He could even take 7 runs. It's possible. When the ball is driven in the air and when it crosses the ropes, it's a 6. The umpires gives a signal like this if it's a 6. Any catch has to be taken within the boundary line, and when the fielder oversteps, it's a 6. Nowadays there are 2-3 fielders running in to complete a catch. In doing so, the fielder should remember to avoid fatal injuries to themselves. Protective equipment is necessary for a batsman, like helmets, chest guard, arm guard, abdomen guard, thigh pad, and boots are laced with spikes for grip, as you would not slip while running. Therefore, while running between the wickets, you should always run alongside and away from the pitch and not on the pitch. If you run on the pitch, the umpires will warn you for damaging the pitch. This is what you should remember, the basics of the game, which is very important as you apply practically, as and when you learn, as and when you practice, as and when your coaching is complete and you become a professional cricketer. Even after becoming a professional cricketer, you must learn how to keep yourself fit all the time, practice long enough, can't take practice lightly, and you have to meditate and you have to focus on the ball. Concentration is very important. Meditation plays a very big role for even professional cricketers. Thank you.